Hello, beautiful people. April Mack here, and I wanted to come on today to talk about one of my favourite topics at the moment, which is selling. And I put in the title, what to do if your offerings aren't selling as you'd like them to. And the reason I've been inspired to do this is because a few of my clients that I'm working with, I know that they've got this question about how can they get more sales, or getting a little bit worried if things aren't selling as fast as they would like. And so this is a thing. So I thought I've got some awesome tips around this, so I want to share them with you today. I've got my notepad because otherwise I go off track and I forget what I'm here to do. So hello to anyone watching, and hashtag replay if you're watching on a replay. And please, I love to have a conversation. So if you've got questions as we go, please pop them in. I may not respond to them straight away, but I'll definitely come back to them before the end. And if we run out of time, I'll come back to them after we've come off. So I will address your comments and questions. And I just want to say hi to anyone watching. And what I'll probably do is swipe away any comments, but do, as I say, leave them as we go, because it's going to be much more interesting if we do that. So this is all about why you might not be selling as well as you'd like. And the first thing I would ask you is, have you talked about your offering a lot? So I'm assuming if you're on here watching me that you use social media to talk about your offerings or to sell. And so my question is, how many times have you gone on and talked about your beautiful gifts? So have you done lives around it, and how often have you done them? Have you done posts? Have you told people all about it? Lots and lots and lots of times. Because what I find is a lot of people come to me and they say, April, I'm selling this course and it starts next week and I haven't got anyone in it. And I'll say, well, how many posts have you done on it lately? Or, how often are you talking about it? And they may have done one or two posts maybe a week ago, or they haven't come on and talked about it at all, or they've come on and mentioned it but briefly and skipped over it. So that is the number one thing, that it's not that your offering is not awesome. It's probably the fact, that's usually the number one reason, is you just haven't told people enough times about it. So there's statistics you can look up that will let you know that, people have to see things. They have to see them a number of times to even buy into the idea. And people aren't watching every single one of your posts. They might see 1 in 10. They might see, 1 in 20. So that means you've got to do a lot. So it will feel to you, if you're selling and you're in a launch process, it'll feel to you like you are saying it over and over and over, and you think, don't they bloody know by now? But no, they don't. They don't. You can't say it too many times. And I think there's been a bit of a, people used to say, oh, social media's for, or they still say this, I hear it a lot, social media's for social media, it's not for selling. But I think that has changed in recent times, where people, especially if you're following a business page, people are expecting that you're selling something, that they're following you because they may be a buyer. So tell them what you're selling. It's kind of 101. I'm just going to see if there's any comments here. Hello, beautiful people. So that's my first thing. Have you said it enough? Probably not, and I would suggest that during a launch period, you could be talking about your offering once to twice at least a day, if you felt inclined. If you don't want to do that, that's fine too. But the more you get it out there, the more people are going to know about your beautiful gifts. So you can't talk about it too much. The second thing is, have you told people how to buy it? So maybe you're getting online and you're saying, oh, I've got this great thing. And okay, see you later. So you're telling them about this thing you're selling, but you haven't told them how much it costs, how to buy it, where to buy it, when it starts. And I see people doing this because I think they're still uncomfortable with the notion of selling, or maybe, they just think, oh, well, I've said it, I've told people, so I shouldn't have to keep repeating that. But each time you do a live, there'll be new people watching. Hopefully, if you're growing your following, there'll be new people watching each time. So you can't assume that anybody knows. So what I always try and do is at the end of a live, I will say, and this is what I'm offering that links to maybe what I'm talking about. And here are all the details, or go to this link and you can get all the details. But I have to give it, and then I will assume that anyone who's heard me say it and doesn't need to hear it again, they will just leave the live, okay? So they don't have to sit through it again. I'm not going to force them to sit through it. They can leave. And so I don't say it, you know, in the middle of the live. I leave it till the end so that people can just choose to leave if they've already heard it. So hopefully this is making sense. Do let me know if it's making sense to you, if it's useful as well. So yeah, that's the thing, is don't assume that people already know how to buy it or that they've even heard about it. So every time you kind of got to assume that it might be the first time someone's talked about it, heard about it, sorry. The third reason why people might not be selling as well as they'd like is they haven't made it easy for people to buy. So this is like, oh, if you want to buy my course, you know, you've got to, you know, go through all these hoops. You know, you've got to sign up to and register over here, and then I'll, you know, send me a request, and then I'll, you know, then you've got to go and put money in my account, and here's the BSB and the bank number, and it's all very convoluted. That will put people off. So if you can give them a one-click link, that's the best way to get money from them to you. Make it easy for them to know what you're selling, know how much it is, know how to find the link, where's the link. You don't want to send them off looking, oh, you know, go over here, or, you know, if you've got a website, that's fine. You can just say it's at this website and, you know, this location at the website. Try and make it as easy as possible, because if they're ready to buy, they want to get it there and then. They don't want to have to ferret around and, you know, go on a goose hunt, because they'll just give up. They'll give up unless they really, really want it. So this is all, I'm sharing this too from my own learning perspective. So I have made all of these mistakes and probably still do at times. So please don't think I'm here sitting on my perch telling you exactly how it's got to be done. But this is what I've learned from my own self, and also I'm seeing this sort of thing with some of my clients. We're all learning. So I wanted to share it with you so you don't have to learn the hard way. The next thing I see is for some people, they're selling something, but their energy is not fully behind it. Like they either don't really want to do it, and so when they show up to talk, they either don't even come on and talk about it, or they show up and it's kind of a bit half-hearted, and people will pick up on that. So if you're selling something, you should be so behind it. You should absolutely love it. Be 100% convinced that it's a great gift, and know, you know, feel really, really at ease and comfortable with it, because that will come through in how you talk about it. So yeah, checking in, if you're doing all the things, you're showing up, you've made it easy to buy, you're telling them how much it costs, ask yourself, am I fully behind this offering? Do I think it's a great value offering? Do I think it's awesome? You know, am I behind it? And then if there's a little doubt, then you might need to do some work on that. Now, if the doubt is coming because it's a self-doubt, then you can probably just shift that, do some limiting belief work, get in a journal, just write, why is it that I'm having a problem with this? You know, what's the block? You know, why am I not behind it? And there could be some limiting belief that, you know, you don't think is valuable, and that's just some self-work that you've got to do, which we all have to do when we're in business, particularly if we're creating offerings that are from us, you know, our own creations. So just do that little bit of work and you can shift it and then get fully behind it again. Or that's generally what's going on. So if you're doing all the other things, you're showing up to sell it, but it's still not selling, then that could be one little block there. And that's you know, something you can easily clear. The next one is this is kind of like the final straw. So I've sort of gone in terms of what I see in most commonly, which was the first one, down to this one. there may be, it may be, this is like a last resort, it may be that the offering isn't speaking to your people. It's not what they want or need right now. So if you've gone through all those others and gone, yeah, I'm behind it, I'm showing up, I'm talking about it, you know, I've got huge energy for it, then you could ask yourself, is it what people want and need right now? And just do a little check-in around that. Generally, I would say that if you have had the idea to offer this, then it will have been divinely inspired, and it will be something worthwhile. And it's probably just a case of those other ones where you haven't talked about it enough, you haven't made it easy, you haven't told people enough about it to make it easy for them to jump into, or your energy is not behind it. It's usually those. But this final one, if you've done all that, maybe it's that it's not quite the right offering and you might need to tweak it. You might just need to say, right, what have I learned about my audience and my followers and my people that means, you know, this maybe isn't the right thing for them right now, and what could I tweak about it in order to make it of value to them. And then final step out of all of this is, if you've done all of that, and I would say this even, you know, right from the beginning, is surrendering your attachment to the outcome of selling this thing. This is something I try and practice all the time, especially with new offerings where I'm a little bit, you know, nervous and thinking, oh, is anyone going to buy it? And, you know, are they going to want it? I try and let go of that attachment to the outcome of how many people are going to buy it, or how much money is it going to make, or how many people am I going to serve through this process. Oh, I want it to be this many. I try and let go of all that, because the minute I do and I let go of it and I just allow it to be and accept that it's a gift from the universe coming through me to those I'm here to serve, when I let go of it, it seems to just magically work in a much better way for everyone involved. And so every time I've let go of any attachment, then suddenly people want to buy it. So I try and do this as a general rule for everything that I create. And it can be hard because we can put so much time and effort into something and think, oh, I really want it to go well. But the minute we get that energy around it, like, oh, please, you know, oh, I really want this, and oh, it's not working, that's going to just come through, and that's not the energy that you want to have behind it. And if you just trust that it's going to be as it is, if you sell one seat so say it's a course and you sell one spot, then you've helped one beautiful soul, and maybe that's all it was ever meant to be. Or maybe you don't sell any. Right? Worst case scenario, you don't sell any, which has happened to me before. I've created stuff that no one has bought. But what I've looked back on is that whole process I went through to create that thing was what was needed. That in itself was the learning. That in itself was the growth for me personally. The fact that I didn't make a sale was an area for growth as well. So if you can just let it go, let it be, and not take it personally, that can be really, really useful. So hopefully this has been useful to anyone still watching. If you're watching on a replay, as I say, #replay. And just to let you know how to work with me, if you don't already know, I'm a business coach and mentor, and I offer one-on-one coaching. I've got a whole range of packages. So if you're interested in me helping you gain clarity about something you're working on, or helping you with your launch strategy if you've got something to launch, then do get in touch. Personal message me. When I do coaching one-on-one, I like to have a quick chat with you first if we've never worked together, just to make sure we're a match. And then there's a range of packages. So if you're interested in that, send me a message and we'll get started. I've also got beautiful groups and all sorts of offerings. So if you're interested, then let me know, and I can let you know all the beautiful gifts that I've got to offer. And I hope you have a beautiful day and a great weekend when it comes for you. Take care, and I'll see you later.